When I was approached to meet with you guys, I was interested in leading a practice that brings together my interest in the nervous system and mindfulness practice, but also our relationship with the natural world, the planet. And I also thought, it's after lunch. So I'm actually going to ask you guys to lie down on your belly, to find a comfortable place where you can lie on your belly. And I'm going to lead you through a practice that hopefully is going to open us up to our parasympathetic nervous system. It's a beautiful time of day to do that after lunch, or after you've spent a few hours on Zoom for sure, and give your spine a rest, all those postural muscles a rest. So I've said that lying on your belly might be a good option. If that's not right for you, taking absolute authority to lie on your side or your back, or even to stay sitting up if you want to keep eyeballing me, or sitting up just feels better for you right now. So really take your own authority. But I'm going to be leading a practice that takes us deep inside and also really connects us to the earth. I think it's a very important time that we position all our interest in embodiment with really connecting with the body of the earth and feeling our interdependence on it. So yeah, finding your place, either sitting, but if you're up for it, lying on your belly. And just making sure you've got your computer close enough so that you can hear me. But apart from that, you don't need to see me. And really taking some time to make yourself comfortable. So if you're in your home and you're lying on your belly on the floor, you might want to grab a blanket or a doona, some pillows, so you can be really comfortable. So you can really let go into the earth. And especially taking some time to find a comfortable way for your arms and neck and head to rest. Finding out how you're going to organise them on the ground so that they can be well supported. And feeling free, of course, to move throughout the practice, to continue to find a way to feel supported and held by the earth in a way that brings most comfort and ease to your body, especially the neck and head. And feeling into this body of yours, this kind of patch, resting here on the earth. And mindfulness meditation is, at its most simple and direct, is simply about noticing, placing our attention so that we can become more aware. So right now, just noticing the contact you're making with the earth. Through your feet, your legs, your pelvis. Feeling the belly and the chest resting on the earth. Feeling into your arms, the contact they're making with the ground. Your neck and head and face. Feeling all the different sensations of that contact. Some pressure. Maybe you're noticing warmth or coolness. The touch of clothing or blankets, or literally the mat or bed you're lying on. Opening to all of that. Just being present in whatever way arises for you. And in mindfulness practice, we're not trying to shut out thoughts. So thoughts are going to arise, and so good if we don't resist them, but actually just include them as part of the phenomena, part of the field of awareness. Just bubbling through. They're going to be parts of you making comment on the practice, or maybe memories of lying in this way before, or associations to the stuff I'm saying. Not a problem. Just let it flow through you. And I love the metaphor of mindfulness practice as rest. So right now, simply feeling into this resting of your body on the earth. Maybe even having the sense of resting your mind in the body. Nothing else to do right now. No effort to be made. Letting yourself come home to the body. And opening to this sense of your body as your home base, a place of rest. Which isn't to say that it's always completely comfortable or pleasant in there. I think in the body we can really find a sense of ground and safety and presence. But we can also find uncertainty in this flow of things, impermanence. We can find our fragility, different signals that we have to pay attention to, our stress response, all good information. This is where our capacity for transformation lies. Coming home to whatever's arising in your body right now. And Jane O'Shea captures this beautifully in her poem about this body being our home. She writes, "Throw open the doors to the enormous palace inside of you. Breathe into every space. Feel every sensation. The joyful warmth of shared love and the vast emptiness that sometimes echoes around your heart. The excited clarity of inspired thought, as well as that cluttered maze inside your head. The spread of satisfaction at the end of a good day, and the tight knots that curl in the pit of your belly. It's your body. It's the field of your experience. It's your true home. It's where you belong." So offering yourself that invitation to really arrive in this body, that despite maybe aches and pains or other stuff, there's more right with us than wrong with us in any moment. We're alive, we're breathing. We make these judgments all the time, trying to banish certain parts of our experience. Really extending to all the parts of you and all the parts of your experience right now that they're truly welcome here now. That your awareness is here to hold them all. And feeling into the contact you're making with the air at the moment. You may be able to feel cool or warm air making contact with your body, face or hands or other parts that are exposed. And you might also be able to feel the air at your nostrils or your mouth as you breathe in and out. Cooler as you breathe in probably, and warmer as you breathe out. And noticing perhaps the sense of increased contact with the earth in your front body, the belly, the chest. Just noticing as you inhale, there may be a sense of increased pressure and contact with the earth. And the release of this contact as you exhale. It's like on the in-breath, you're kind of touching the earth a little more fully and releasing that touch, that intensity on the out-breath. No need to breathe a certain way, just trusting your organism to breathe. And feeling into this rhythm of life. Contacting and releasing the earth on each breath. And all the while feeling the support underneath you. As you pay attention in this way to the subtlety of breathing on the earth, you may have also discovered a sense of your body kind of raising up away from the earth a little as you breathe in, and then sinking back down towards the earth, resting into the earth as you breathe out. Just following that rising and falling. It's occurring quite naturally. The in-breath kind of stimulates the sympathetic, slight mobilization in the organism. And the out-breath stimulates the parasympathetic system, the system that can let go, release, rest, recuperate, restore. Just following this natural rhythm, rising and falling. You may be able to notice how your body actually gets a little bigger on the in-breath as you literally take in some of the outside, the air into you. And then noticing how your torso, your chest gets a little smaller as you release what was inside of you to the outside. This rhythm of exchange always happening. Since we breathed our first breath, and which will end when we take our last breath. And meanwhile, here we are, breathing, depending on the earth and the atmosphere for every single moment of aliveness that we have. Feeling into as you really notice, taking in and letting go of air. Really recognising your interdependence with all the green things. the trees, the plants, even the fungi. Recognising that we're part of things, not apart from things. Resting on the earth, breathing. And just acknowledging, opening up a little wider what you might be experiencing in terms of the impact of the practice, just noticing what's here. You may be feeling more open, more relaxed, more supported, but also other stuff can arise, worries, agitation, irritation. Just letting all that be part of the process, just like with the thinking that comes and goes. No need to struggle. No need to push anything away. Just including it as part of breathing. It's all happening right now. Feeling this body of yours getting bigger on each in-breath as you take in the air from the outside. The volume of your body changing. And then the release of that air leading to you taking up a little less space. Feeling all the sensations of that expansion and release through the abdomen, the back, the limbs, the neck and head. And maybe opening with a quality of tenderness towards this body. This is the body that you're going to be longing for in about 10 years, so we may as well appreciate it now. I'm 60, nearly 62, and I'm really going to appreciate this body while it's 62, not wait till I'm 72 or 82 to enjoy it. Offering your body some appreciation for all its wisdom, all that it carries for you. And as well as being really specific, it's the place, it's your home. Recognising that it's also a body like all the other bodies on this Zoom call. In its structure, what it needs. And opening your capacity to connect by just recognising that this body of yours is like all the other bodies on the planet. The bodies of other humans, other mammals, fierce, tender mammals, just like you. It's like the bodies of marsupials. like the bodies of the birds and the reptiles, of insects and slugs, all of the sea creatures, all of whom we share this planet with. And also we share so many of our nervous system responses with. Just letting your imagination, let your heart spread wide to all the other creatures we're sharing this planet with. It's an act of generosity to recognise our place in things. And even while you extend in your mind and heart the recognition and connection with all creatures, all the plant life on this marvellous planet, letting your attention also rest in this rhythm of breathing. And probably many of you have done quite a bit of meditation, and you may have heard this term, distraction. Oh, I got distracted. I'd love us to lose that term. Maybe our distractions are simply things that want to be included right now in the whole picture. So I'm offering an invitation for you to rest deeply in this expansion and release, this pulsation of life, which is breathing. Which immediately connects us to all the other creatures that are sharing this planet, all the other beings, including plants. But when other stuff tumbles in or passes through, just let it be so. A memory or an idea or noticing an emotional response of some kinds. Really honouring it as just part of the picture. Opening the door, letting it pass through you. No need to criticise yourself or think of it as a distraction. It's actually just part of your experience right now. Welcome it in. Feeling into the generosity of that. The generosity of really welcoming all of your experience. Even though we may have a part of ourselves that is critical or judging of some of our experiences that arise. Allowing giving permission for the natural unfolding of things in us. No need to guard or shape it. Trusting the unfolding of things in your own system. And as we give over a little bit of time to really pay attention to this expansion and release, which is breathing, you might start feeling finer and finer nuances of it. On each out-breath, there might be a sense of really being able to relinquish any holding up or holding back. This profound sense of letting go into the earth on the out-breath and feeling the holding that's there, the whole planet supporting us. And on the in-breath, it's kind of an affirmation of I am. Feeling your own presence, your own slight pressing on the earth, away from the earth a little bit. Such an important movement to be able to take up space and occupy that I am. But then on the next out breath, we can relinquish that. No need to hold on to it. No need to hold ourselves in some assertion of I am. We can give it back to the planet on the out breath and welcome it in on the next in breath. And knowing too maybe that this breathing business is not just to do with lungs, throat, nostrils, mouth. The oxygen that you're breathing in is travelling every moment to every cell in your body. Incredible. And at the cellular level, this exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide is taking place moment by moment in every cell. Feeling into the whole body now, breathing. This oxygen, carbon dioxide exchange, burbling away in the background, the whole body breathing. Really giving over as much as feels right for you to this capacity for deep rest, to take rest on the earth, not to have to always being a person, making stuff happen, wrangling things. Such a beautiful thing every day to make time to simply land and be with what is. This body, this breath, this earth. So far, we've been really opening and honouring the part of the nervous system which is called the parasympathetic system, this part that switches on when we can move into states of rest and relaxation and even sleep. And it also switches on when we are in communion with others, when we feel safe and connected and loving. You're just feeling your own love for the earth, letting yourself commune with the earth and be nourished by that. But I'm also wanting to honour now the sympathetic system of our nervous system, which is the part that mobilises for action, mobilises to follow our curiosity, our interests, to make stuff happen. Our energy, our engagement with the world. And when things are threatening for the nervous system, and I think we've all been experiencing some scare and threat with the coronavirus, but also the kind of unfolding catastrophe of the extinction threat and the climate change threat can feel a bit scary, and our nervous system naturally responds with strong emotions and reactivity. And this can feel a bit uncivilised or undignified or immature or something. So many judgments about how we should be. We can even feel ashamed of our fear or our shame or our rage or our contempt. Life will not be acceptable if we carry this threat response in us. Whether we're being threatened by someone not loving us in the way we want or not valuing us in the way that we need. So as we lay here, I want to read a poem that hopefully will put some of this reactivity into perspective. This very adaptive threat response we have, mobilising into fight or flight or freeze. We can really honour it as an important part of ourselves, part of our wild nature, part of our protective nature, which, just like the parasympathetic system, has evolved over millions of years and which we share with many other creatures on the earth. So this poem draws on the wisdom of creatures, the wildness of creatures. It's actually called Wilderness, and it's by a guy called Carl Sandburg, and it's in honour of all of our reactivity, our mobilisation, our capacity to defend and protect and make stuff happen. There's a wolf in me, fangs pointed for tearing gashes, a red tongue for raw meat, and the hot lapping of blood. I keep this wolf because the wilderness gave it to me, and the wilderness will not let it go. There's a fox in me, a silver grey fox. I sniff and I guess. I pick things out of the wind and the air. I nose in the dark and take sleepers and eat them and hide the feathers. I circle and loop and double cross. Lean into the fox part of you. There's a pig in me, a snout and a belly, a machinery for eating and grunting, a machinery for sleeping, satisfied in the sun. I got this too from the wilderness, and the wilderness will not let it go. There's a fish in me. I know I came from salt blue water gates. I scurried with shoals of herring. I blew water spouts with porpoises. Before land was, before the water went down, before Noah, before the first chapter of Genesis. There's a baboon in me, clambering, clawed, dog-faced, yawping at a galoot's hunger, hairy under the armpits, There are hawk-eyed, hankering men. There are the blonde and blue-eyed women. Here they hide curled, asleep waiting, ready to snarl and kill, ready to sing and give milk, waiting. I keep the baboon because the wilderness says so. Feeling into the baboon part of you, honouring it. There's an eagle in me and a mockingbird, and the eagle flies among the rocky mountains of my dreams and fights among the Sierra crags of what I want. And the mockingbird warbles in the early forenoon before the dew is gone, warbles in the underbrush of my hope, gushes over the blue hills of my wishes. And I got that eagle and the mockingbird from the wilderness. I've got a zoo. I've got a menagerie inside my ribs, under my bony head, under my red valve heart. And I've got something else. It's a man-child heart, a woman-child heart. It is a father and a mother and a lover. It came from God knows where, and it's going to God knows where. For I am the keeper of the zoo. I say yes and no. I kill and I sing and I work. I am a pal of the world. I came from the wilderness. Cool. So just spending a little more time here, maybe feeling your connection with the planet, your dependence on the planet, maybe your love of this planet and your place in it. And feeling into the capacities of this body, this gift, its capacity for deep rest and release and letting go, abandon, relinquishing, safety. And also honouring this body by recognising its rich capacities for mobilisation, for making stuff happen, for protecting, for insisting, for communicating, for standing your ground, for caring for what's precious. Honouring all your capacity for feeling tender and angry, fearful and strong, vulnerable and open. And I wanted to finish just with one more poem, which is so important, I think, when we do this embodiment work, and all of you guys and I are on this path. we do find parts of us that are wounded that need healing. And I love this poem about kintsugi. Kintsugi is the Japanese art of mending broken things with liquid gold. So when there's a broken pot or bowl, the pieces are put together and liquid gold becomes a seam that mends them, holds them together in wholeness again. So this is a poem by Prema Bangera. I practice kintsugi by learning to pour gold in all the cracks of my body and repair my fractured heart, knowing the shattered parts hold all my scars, learning how broken things carry so much beauty.